It is go time at the Brier here in Kelowna. It is day 7. It is the final day of round robin play here in Kelowna at the Montana's Brier on TSN. What a fantastic venue. Prospera Place in downtown Kelowna. Opened up in 1999. A wonderful week of curling so far. We wrap up the round robin, and both Yukon Scoffin, Saskatchewan Kleiter still very much alive, trying to make the final 6 and qualify for the playoffs. Coming inside the building on this Thursday morning, as always, glad you're watching our coverage right here on TSN. Brian Mudrick, joined by Kathy Gauthier, and it's always exciting. The final day of round robin play, and Kathy, still so much to be determined.
And that tells you the depth of this field. We knew coming in that there were some front runners, but it is that middle of the pack getting stronger every year.
Matt Dunstone, he made a final a couple years ago. For him, 3 podium appearances. He's trying to win, though, his first ever championship, and he played some nice curling last night.
Well, back against the wall for Matt Dunstone, really needed to win this game, and it was late in this game in the 8th. Watch the double tap to push that stone out. What a huge end this turned out to be.
Wow, tap versus Reed Carruthers, lovely. And with Hammer in that end, he'd go on to score the 4. And that's big when it comes to the head-to-head matchup, as that's one of the key tiebreakers. 8-6 your final. Gushue rolling, looking for his 7th title all time. He wins his game 12-3. Kevin Cooey out of the mix, but he wins 10-4. And John Epping out of Northern Ontario staying alive, a 9-6 victory. So you check the standings. Just 3 teams are in. Gushue, McEwen, Jacobs. We know that if Nova Scotia and Owen Purcell, if he could win out, he would get the number 3 seed. He'd be into those playoffs. A lot to be determined, though, in Pool A, and we're excited for the final day of round robin coverage. Let's begin with Ryland Kleiter and Team Saskatchewan. Kathy, he's here for the very first time as a skip. He's made some highlight reel shots. He's got all the tools in the toolbox, but maybe just adjusting his style of play a little bit going forward.
Well, it's just a great way to put it, Muddy. Ryland is such a great hitter, but he came into this event being known as a great drawer. We've seen some of those great draws. He let Mike McEwen blank 4 ends, did not push, and then when he gave up a big score, had no time to come back. You've got 10 ends, use them all.
30-year-old Thomas Scoffin has had great success back in his junior days. He won a U Sport gold with the University of Alberta Golden Bears, made a Canadian junior final as well, and in your opinion, one of the most underrated players in this field.
Oh, I'm sure if you ask the other competitors, they would list Thomas Scoffin as one of the great last rock throwers. He just hasn't had the horses on his team in the past. But Aaron Sluchinski's 3rd from last year, Kara Drummond comes over. Watch for some big magic in this back end. They are way better than their record.
So McEwen, Jacobs, Gushue. We know they've already qualified. Both these teams that are featured, they've got a chance. What an exciting final day of round robin play. It's all coming up next here on TSN from Kelowna.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By PointsBet, the official sportsbook and casino partner of Curling Canada. By New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada. And by BKT Tires, growing together.
Good morning, Canada. Just after 8:30 a.m. local time here in beautiful BC, we're in Kelowna to wrap up round robin coverage here at the Montana's Brier on TSN. Lake Okanagan in the distance, such a great part of the country. And handshakes, both these teams very much still alive when it comes to making the final 6. Time to meet the teams, brought to you by Home Hardware. Here's how. Team Yukon, you got Thomas Scoffin, Kara Drummond, Drake Jensen, and Joe Wallingham throwing the lead stones for this team. And the team out of the Nutana in Saskatchewan had a Saskatoon, Ryland Kleiter, Josh Matter, Matt Hall, and Trevor Johnson lead rocks. It's been important all week long, the draw to the button numbers, Kathy, and it could dictate one of the tiebreakers when it comes to making the final 3. And well done by Yukon. As Thomas Scoffin and his team, 54.8 centimeters, a tough one for Kleiter and Saskatchewan this morning. So Yukon will have the hammer. Both teams very much still alive. Lead stones for Team Saskatchewan from Trevor Johnson. And Kathy, I know it's tough. You maybe don't want a scoreboard watch. It's so important in a game like this to take care of your own business on the ice.
Well, and especially for some of these teams out here today, there's so many combinations of what could happen to advance, but they all start with you winning your own game first, and then you may need help from your friends. And so the risk of looking another way is way too high. Just focus on your own sheet and control what you can control.
15-6. We're good.
Looks really good.
Just pass your broom.
Looks really good.
Nice, Trev.
Boy.
Good
Great
shot.
spot. Good judge.
For Yukon, Joe Wallingham out of the Whitehorse Curling Club with his team. He throws the lead stones. He's the guy, though, in the house that'll hold the broom for Thomas Scoffin.
Max, Lang.
And one of the reasons for that is, as you look at the man on the right, that's Kerr Drummond. Because of his brushing, want to make sure that it is in the order. Feel like it's the best use of his strength.
Yep.
Him and Jensen.
Yep.
3-3.
Two strong young guys. Able to brush the stones for their skip.
Solid hack.
Might be a little fresh.
Solid
this way.
hack.
Yeah. So probably throw bump 12. Yeah, I think it's so. It'll come down to 12-5.
Kathy, you've watched each and every draw.
Yeah.
One of the storylines early was a bit of frost creeping in. Well, a great job by the chief ice technician, Greg Owasco, to bring in the dehumidification units, and the frost is gone. Great shot, making then the texturing of the stones. So what have you seen since they textured the stones?
Well, it's really interesting. Yesterday we saw anybody that had a soft release, and this stone is curling so much, and that is because he threw down the center path that no one throws down in the draw to the buttons, and it just came down and over curled. But that's a great example of, with textured stones, if you throw a soft handle or underthrow the desired weight, you're going to see a bigger finish. They will continue to settle as we get closer to the weekend, but the bottoms are still pretty sharp, Muddy, so you will expect that big finish at the end.
And if you're not familiar, it's basically, what, a little sandpaper underneath the rock, a little turn to make the rock a little sharper, to grab the ice a little bit more.
It's just to make sure that they don't have to keep clipping and clipping the ice, that the rocks will get that movement on their own.
Throw like that normal up, easy feel.
That outturn with draw weight
Solid normal.
isn't moving very much, so it kind of suggests that it was a bit of a soft handle.
Matt Hall, second stones for this team out of Saskatchewan that won the province. He holds the broom in the house for Ryland Kleiter.
Yeah. Whoa. Curl.
Oh, boy.
And
Real nice.
Hall sticks the double early here and one.
Good sweep.
Oh, he's a really good player,
Yeah.
and he's a really big numbers guy, and so he calculates percentages, and he told us yesterday that what he realized is that so many games are won and lost in the first four ends, and so that is also why the Kleiter team does not like to mix it up a lot early.
Straight. Yep. Straight. Yep. Okay.
Kathy, time for the keys to the game in our feature matchup this morning, and let's begin with Kleiter, Team Saskatchewan.
Well, for yesterday, they had a great game. They just lost in one end to Mike McEwen. So if you're going to look back, look at the positive things, not the fact that you had a loss. And Ryland is the reason that this team is as good as it is right now. He is reading the ice really well. He is in the top 5 of skips in an incredibly tough field. He is doing all that he needs to do.
Clean. Curl. Clean. Straight. Whoa. No. Sit.
Great throw, buddy. Had a
Very
boy.
nice.
And for the team from the north, one of the things I noticed this week is sometimes they just leave off on guards and you wind up with locked guards. Then you can't run them back. Want to make sure that you've got things to do. And we've talked about Kerr Drummond as the third for Aaron Sluchinski last year. His up-weight ability can clean things up and give Thomas a shot at the forefoot.
Keys to the game brought to you by Sponge Towels. Absorb life. All of it.
This for now.
I don't hate it.
Sure. 11.
11.
Yeah.
We are on third stones, and for Rylan, he feels that that is too much of a corner guard and too close to the
11.
house
Okay, this
to
clean.
deal with, and so asking
10-5.
for
11. Curl if you're 10-5.
the nose. Would
Curl.
like to actually roll to the center and create a
Curl.
center
Curl.
guard situation.
Curl. Good throw, Jay. 11.
Okay. Let's get a little straight.
Yep.
Kerr Drummond, originally from Fortiford, Scotland, now calls Red Deer, Alberta home, just south of Edmonton. Kathy had the privilege of curling at the Fortiford Curling Club in Scotland a number of years ago.
Very nice.
It's grabbing in my hand. Couldn't get it out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't even have to say where he was from. You could tell from that accent.
Line's good.
Okay.
His brother
Line's
Greg
good.
is now the head of Scottish
Line's
curling,
Line's good.
the high performance. Former job that
Line's
David
good.
Murdoch,
Line's good.
Canada's high performance director, once
Quite a
held.
few rocks down this path now. Line's good.
Weight's good. Top 8.
14-5. Should be
Top 4. Top 4.
Weight's there.
good. There's extra rocks down that path. Probably getting it a little
Yeah.
bit better.
Yeah, Kerr played years ago with Kyle Smith.
Good throws, bud.
Very good
Couple
player.
seasons, World Juniors. They qualified, a silver and a bronze medal.
No, he certainly brings a lot of experience.
Clean. 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 What?
So a pretty open end continues here in one between Yukon and Saskatchewan.
Okay.
And you see Rylan already in the hack. Good opportunity to save some time on your clock. It's an open hit.
Yes. Yeah.
No need for discussion. And those are the numbers that I spoke about with Rylan. Comes in here as a rookie skip. It's not that usual that you would see a rookie skip amongst the top 5 in a field that is incredibly deep.
10-1.
So if he's got any nerves, Muddy, he's hiding them.
Well, he said his welcome to the Brier moment early in the week to me was, you know, you make a shot out here and the fans, they erupt, they go wild, and the big crowds, and expecting it to be nice and full here for championship weekend.
It's gonna be nice here. Yeah.
Ryland said he looked up to guys like Kevin Martin, Kevin Cooey, Jeff Stoughton.
Solid. Clean.
When you see those numbers, they may not be what you would expect, but this is a team that does not travel on the tour, does not play a lot, but he has an innate ability to make the right shot at the right time.
And for Thomas Scoffin now, 5th Brier appearance, Kathy, and the most wins for him, he did it a couple times, was 2.
Yeah,
So a chance to, continue to have a nice little event here in Kelowna. All you can ask for, we talked about it, Kathy. What more can you ask for? Final day of round robin, and it's not a great chance, to be honest, for Yukon, but there is a chance mathematically to get in there.
He needs to win, and he needs a combination of things to happen, but you have the chance, as does Kleiter.
Nice throws. Crazy. No sweep and it comes up.
Get out of there.
Scoffin played here in Kelowna back in 2016 in U Sport. We talked about off the top of the show. He won a silver that year. skipping the University of Alberta Golden Bears. A great program. Produced a lot of wonderful players over the years. Couple silvers. And the gold medal, though, he won it back in 2015 in Waterloo, Ontario.
Bill. Yep.
Wants the blank here in one.
Yep. 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 Yep.
Hard.
And away we go. Underway here. Glad you're with us on this Thursday morning. Final day of round robin play at this year's Montana's Brier. Welcome back inside Prospera Place, home to the Kelowna Rockets in the Western Hockey League. Not a great season for the Rockets. They're on an 8-game road trip, but next year this city will host the Memorial Cup inside of this building. It's been a lot of fun so far this week at the Montana's Brier. A blank in one in our feature. So once again, here in two, it is UConn with the hammer. Thomas Scoffin, Ryan Kleiter still very much alive when it comes to making the playoffs.
And the gloves are off this end. Both teams ran it up and down in the first end, but are ready to go with Kleiter throwing two center guards. Corner guard in play, as you see, for Thomas Scoffin, now trying to bury around it.
See right now. Whoa, whoa. Straight, straight, straight. Whoa. Yep, 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 yep.
Hey. Was that on the center line?
No. 3-4.
Okay.
And you heard that question, because if that stone was biting the center line, it could not be moved off, but it was just off, and so it can be ticked over.
This is one of the new additions of the team, Kathy, and it's pretty cool going back to the junior years, as for Matt Hall, he had success at the junior level. We'll get to that story shortly. First, Sheet B, and it's an update between Ontario and PEI.
And it looks like a skinny double for Sam Moybrook. Can just see about a third of it. Needs to catch every bit of it to make the double.
Another impressive rookie. His team out of Ontario, their first ever Brier. Moybrook, tap, tap. And, oh man, not the result he wanted. It's a steal of two for Ty Smith and PEI. So Ontario is still alive as we begin this Thursday morning.
Well, Tyler Smith, what a disappointing week. One win out of the playoffs last year.
And the straight stuff there.
It's okay too.
So Matt won a gold at a Canadian junior with Tyler Tardy. He actually lost a final to him out of Ontario as well. And when they went to Worlds, Rylan Kleiter was the alternate. And so Rylan said, you know, I got to know, obviously, Matt really well. We stayed in touch. And here you go. He actually made the move now. He moved from Ontario. He was in Kitchener, out to Saskatoon.
And that is a huge commitment. We see a lot of imports that will train on their own. They try to get together for camps, but there is nothing that is better than actually training together on a regular basis. So that move by Matt allows for just that. Boy, they're all getting caught.
Good. It's not bad.
Good sweep.
It's trying to shiver it all over.
Yeah.
And all the scores now, you see Nova Scotia, if they can win out, they will qualify. So Purcell, a 1-0 lead there. PEI, you just saw the update. And a blank for Felix Sasselin, and Quebec taking on Brad Jacobs, and a 0-0 score there. And we know Jacobs has already qualified.
Very good.
So Scoffin will open things up a little bit with Hammer here in the second.
Okay, good speed here, boys.
That's a good shot. It allows access to that shot stone. But a great chance here for Rylan Kleiter to find a space in that hole.
One, two. Line's good. Two. Okay, it's all you right now. Want to be a 2 to 2.5. 2.5 if we can. Go.
Line's good.
A little bit of curl then. 2. A little bit of curl then. Curl. Easy, easy. Get ready though. Yep. Curl. Whoa. Good. Atta boy. Good spot.
Let's try to get in the middle of these. Like, got to be a little careful here.
Play the run again?
You play the run again? Okay.
He's playing the run because the challenge starts to be with all those guards is if you play that thin double, there's so many rocks in play. The second yellow may go off the red and redirect in as well.
Gare Drummond. And he'll stuff it again.
Japers. So yesterday there was a loss, Muddy, by this team, and we talked about needing to be more aggressive, but that's the only thing they need to change. The numbers on the left, that is their overall percentages this week, and the number on the right is what they shot in that loss to McEwen yesterday, showing that they came out ready to play, every player on the team, better or equal to what they have done all week. It was tactics, and that's a really important lesson for this team to look at when they think about how do we get better.
Easy.
Fighting for.
Curl.
Fighting for.
Curl,
Matt.
Get it over, Matt. Get it over.
Curl. Stay with
Little
it, Curl.
kiss off the yellow.
Yep.
But now two in there for Saskatchewan behind that high yellow guard.
About 14-4.
Well, we're seeing the sheet straighter than we have, so it's about the balance between the sharpened stones and clipping.
He was probably all there, eh?
Yeah,
So changing tactics now is UConn.
It's time.
Just lock her in there.
Yep.
So the outturn draw here for Drummond.
And there's been a number of stones in this path. It should start to be pretty quick in here now.
Line's good. Top four. Close. Yep. Yep. Line's good. Line only. Line's good.
Whoa. Atta boy.
Oh, nice weight.
Great shot.
The guards up top, and even those two yellows staggered in the house, a bit of protection.
Yep.
14-4.
That's a huge shot by Kerr. If he's short, he's blocked it off. If he's deep, Ryland has a chance to get in. That was their one shot, and well done.
14-5 on that one.
Okay.
14-5 on that one.
Played pretty good then.
Ryland played in 4 Canadian juniors, won a couple of bronze medals. We talked about him going to the Worlds with Tardy as an alternate.
Really, no. This side is maybe a foot slower, too, than my side was, though.
Okay.
Because I think my side was like...
14-5, so just go off that.
Yeah.
Not much sleep on that.
And so for Ryland, it's not necessarily about being shot. Would like to sit right on the corner. And there's those numbers that we talk about for Ryland. Such a good drawer. And early in the week, and the tendency at this Brier has been to hit his way out of trouble, when in fact the draw game is his strength.
Line's good.
Only the guy right next door this morning, Brad Jacobs for Skips, with better draw numbers than Kleiter.
Right to my perimeter if you can, as far as you can. Yep, go.
Trying to finish that up a little bit more.
Good spot.
And it is second shot rock.
Good spot. This is a bit too much ice, though. Aye.
It's a really good spot.
It's a really good spot,
Good
right?
spot. Yeah, got under enough.
You're on your game, Kathy. There you go.
He's going to tap and just try to get some separation. Yeah, we can't move that back.
No.
Not leave him anything.
I like to freeze. Set yourself up, like you said.
Okay. Yeah, a little light plays. Okay. Yeah, I think he's right on the edge.
Yeah, it's got a call for sure. Light's not the end of the world there. Yeah.
And it's a family affair. There's Thomas's wife, Kim, Malia, daughter.
Yeah.
Hi.
Quick here.
Yeah,
Good morning.
Cheering on Dad. That's very cool.
Maybe your short rings.
It's not bad.
Yeah.
Give ourselves an angle.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want to leave
Give
an
him
angle
an
for
angle.
them. So, yeah.
Let's make it.
Yeah,
top
it.
8.
Just get it in there.
So for Thomas Scoffin, the challenge is not am I shot, it's how do I score 2? And they can't afford to leave that stone exactly as it is because Ryland can play the little tap and be shot. And so the goal is to be just offset, just try to get a little bit
Top 4, top 8.
frozen to it, but on an angle that maybe, if Ryland makes a mistake, that Thomas can tap it back on his second shot.
Hard line.
That's good.
Hard line.
Line only.
Can't tap.
Yep.
Sick. Wow.
Boy, that over curled a little bit.
Good weight.
Yeah, there's 2 pads in there. He's got to be careful.
If he tries this runner, there's a very good chance he could, like, because you're going to be here.
Yeah.
Very good chance he could pick out his own and steal a 3. So,
Got to hit it almost as thin as you can, right?
Yep.
Seeing like a solid board, at least 12.
Sure, I was thinking even 11, but
11 is
So
good
a
with
play
me.
off through yellow, Kathy,
Yes.
top 4.
Max ice.
Yep.
Because if you look where the guard is and where the stone is, Ryland will be able to see a little piece of it, and that guard is so long
Based on last game.
that with quieter weight, the finish is not a question. It will definitely go.
Quarter off.
Quarter rock kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, quarter rock
Real
will be
good,
good
bud.
here.
Ryland told me before the championship that his goal for the week was to play well and perform well. The ultimate goal, obviously, to win the whole thing, but they wanted to play well and be in the mix throughout the week, and I think it's been a pretty successful week
Weight's good.
for him and his team thus far.
Yep.
11.
He's really made a name for himself
Whoa.
at the Brier.
Yes.
All right, update time. Let's go Jacobs, Alberta, and Asselin, Quebec. After a blank in the first, final stone to come from Felix in 2.
As we saw that tap and shot. And for Felix, this is not the double, this is the nose hit against 2 to try to score 1.
We know Jacobs has already qualified. And this team for Quebec still alive with a 3-3 record. They have to win.
Straight. Okay.
And in the house, a familiar face named Jean-Michel Minard. And a single for Quebec. And a 1-0 lead there. So now to our feature. And 1 to come from Scoffin and Yukon.
And for Ryland, caught it a little bit too thick on the outside, overthrew it just that little bit to lose the shooter. And Thomas can see pretty much as Ryland could. And so we'll try to connect and not roll out of the 4-foot, chance for 2.
Needs that perfect out-turn throw. A little tap weight, hold the shooter, and score a pair.
Close. Whoa.
Close.
Whoa. Close.
Yep.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah.
Close. Straight.
Yes.
Straight.
Hard.
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 Have to navigate the port first. They do that.
Curl.
Little tap, they do that. Hold the shooter, and they'll do that as well. What a nice touch shot, Thomas Scoffin. I don't know, Kathy. Underrated no more. This young man can make the shots. And he's got the lead here in our feature from Kelowna. The Montana's Brier continues to roll along right here on TSN here on this Thursday morning. Our feature is Yukon versus Saskatchewan, and Thomas Scoffin found the port. Nice little weight, nice little tap, and he's got a 2-0 lead. It is Kleiter with hammer here in 3.
Good grab, you got it, bud.
We're already seeing different tactics from Ryland, which is great. You've got a great 3 in front of you. He's throwing one corner guard, trying to double stack. So he will ask Trevor to throw another guard, but tighter to the house, so that when Scoffin starts to peel, there will still be a tight guard.
Go ahead, Josh. Starting to curl now, buddy. 2. Okay, line's getting good now. Line's good now. Let's go distance. Maybe a little bit of curl still. Whoa.
Yeah, they lost the battle of that Nutana Curling Club yesterday against Mike McEwen. I'm sure there was a lot of cheering going on back home in Saskatchewan for that game.
Well, there should be pride, for sure.
So these two guys battled a lot in junior back in the day. Moybrook and Smith battling now here at the Brier.
Well, the red stone that you see at the back four, that was Sam's first shot. Came around and froze, and then Trevor came down, or Tyler Smith came down on top of it, trying to pick. Hits half of it. The yellow goes, connects on the back. Could be for two.
Right up, hard.
Moybrook. Oh, picks it, but where does
too
that red
far.
spill? Yeah, so just the single for this team out of the Whitby Curling Club, just east of Toronto.
Yeah.
Time to play the run. It's getting a little bit busy in that center line area.
Hard. Hard.
And touch them all, Matt Hall.
Nice, Matty.
Gets two to go.
Great shot.
Well, he leaves the center guard, but he gets rid of most of the debris in and near the 4-foot area.
He just wants one top 8, so like 3 feet more? Or?
Yeah, well, we ended end-to-end on your last one, so.
It's a polite way of saying throw it harder.
Oh, Kathy, I'm going to miss you.
Just top 8.
Then don't go.
Line's good. Row.
Top 8, top 4.
Line's perfect. Just top 8.
Jensen second stones for this team. He's out of Red Deer as
Line's
well.
good.
Jensen played back in the day college curling for the Nate Ooks, a college out of Alberta, and that school proved you can teach anyone.
Because you're from
That's
there.
where I went to school. Yeah.
You were the, not the ooks, you were the oops.
Yeah, that'd be good, Matt.
Hey, I curled on that team one year for Jules Ochar back in the day. We don't have to talk about records or anything, but
Definitely there.
Line's good.
Because that stone
Back four.
slid that little bit
Line's
deep,
good.
Back
Matt
four.
does not have to tap it back.
Back 4.
Clean, yep. Whoa, whoa.
Little
yep.
bump.
Whoa, whoa.
Little
Clean,
bump.
Yep. Whoa.
Little bump.
Yep. Whoa. How to play, Matty. Good shot, bud.
Very nice.
Good sweep.
You want to give us hogs?
he's made some nice ones early here, Kathy, Matt Hall.
Like when the rock's coming by?
Yeah. That one was
a good
tricky
player.
because of the line, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so for Kerr, even being right frozen on top of it is perfect. You don't have to move these stones around.
Line's good.
Make it really tough for Ryland to score two.
Line's good.
And the pressure will be on the team from Saskatchewan to move the stones.
Hard. Come on, Joe. Get it there. Hard.
And now Thomas.
Getting some fresh legs in there, as it
Wow,
were.
did they pull that a long way?
Okay.
Top 4.
Fifteen 2 full sweep.
Okay, my last intern draw was what, T-line?
Where we just hit the guard.
You were like back
Yeah,
button.
you would have been T back button.
Okay, so just a hair less than that.
Yeah.
So wait close. But maybe not a crisp throw. It started to curl out of his hand. So trying to corner freeze onto that stone.
Line's good.
I think there.
Line's good.
Top 8, top 4.
Didn't add much.
Line's good.
T.
T-line.
It's all you. We got a room.
T line. Top 4.
Whoa. Line's good.
Top four,
Line's
right.
perfect, guys. Where?
Line only, line only. Small bump.
14-9.
T.
Just clean. Clean. Whoa. Whoa. Got a
Josh trying to lock that on. Little tap.
Okay, great spot.
Pretty good.
Really good. Good sweep.
You know, sometimes when we look at the key shot, we look at the result at the end of the end that leads to points, but it's often the skip. But in this case, last end, it wasn't the skip, although Thomas made a good one. It was set up by Kerr Drummond on his shot coming around. In this case, if he's short, they're in trouble. If he's deep, they're in trouble. It's his first draw. He makes it absolutely perfect, and that would lead to 2.
The key shot brought to you by BKT Tires. Growing together.
Atta boy. Shot.
Yep.
14-4.
I don't like drawing in there.
I don't love it either, but I mean, can't really do
is
much.
Is that red?
Without counting this one.
Okay.
You pick it, your shot.
Okay.
Because this is.
Pick it. He freezes the back on. You can play off the top on and roll, and then you might have a freeze with your last, maybe.
Yeah. Or do we just jam this in now? The angle's just not great.
There's not a lot of good. Yeah. I mean, I could fire this across the top of the red. I just.
Yep.
Would hate to.
That's probably the best.
We peel that off.
The best shot, but.
If we peel it off,
peel
you'll
it
have
off,
a double of
then-
some sort.
Let's try that.
Yeah.
Well, they talked about a number of different things. They talked about playing this run. This could go really bad because that could go back there. They talked about playing this slash sideways and roll away. They've elected to play the run, feeling that if they open it up, there's going to be a double opportunity. But you also give your opponent a really big chance if this doesn't work out well.
Whoa! 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 Close.
Wow, that is a rocket. My goodness.
Okay.
Yeah, you've been right on the nose is pretty good. Nose is pretty good too, yep. Back 4.
Okay. Same weight.
More,
2
I guess.
feet more.
2 feet
Yeah.
more, yeah.
Foot or 2 more, yeah.
I was on it just a hair.
And you might be thinking, why isn't he just throwing more weight? Yellow, yellow, red, it goes. But when that red one that is at the back of the 4-foot goes out of the house, it makes it way easier for Thomas Scoffin and his team to blast on the next one and not have the risk of jamming. So it's about tapping,
Curl.
being in a row. They want to move that redstone back, but they don't particularly care that it leaves the house.
Curl.
Back 4.
Josh Maynard here for Team Saskatchewan.
Curl, Matt. Curl, Matt. Curl, Matt. Get it over there. Curl.
Gets nose, gets
Curl,
nose.
Matt. A little more, a little more, a little more.
Tap.
Okay, Jay. That's good,
And
buddy.
they will add the 2.
Oh, it's pretty good.
It's really good.
It's pretty good.
2 right now.
Yeah.
It's a great spot.
Weight was perfect. Good sweeping. Well, that thing's working over there. Nice.
Just wonder if we nose it. Just roll in front of this guy.
I leave a triple.
I'll leave him that. If he's hitting, I'm happy. Just don't know how to get him out other than just to get that guy going. But do you like this? Okay.
Yeah.
Intern.
Kind
The sliver high.
The challenge that they face is that with the drag, if you make contact on the front one, it's going right back onto your own no matter what. And so this is about removing this stone and rolling over here, trying to not make a ton of contact, because anything that you do on the red or the yellow stone at the top of the 4-foot is going to drag straight back onto your own. And right about now, the Yukon stone that is at the back of the 4 is the biggest problem for Yukon.
Whoa! 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 Curl! Whoa! Whoa! Curl!
Thomas Scoffin trying to shake things up here in 3.
Hard on that one. Hard
Yeah,
on that
gets that back. Yellow spinning. And how far will it go?
one. Good shot.
That's pretty good.
Wow.
That actually is a great result.
Looking a lot better now.
Yeah.
Watch the back, it jams, but because of that huge spin,
Tough if he makes it.
it's a pretty good result for the situation that he was in.
He rolls it into the side.
Could have a double.
Could have a double. This might kick over a bit.
Nice peel here, boys. 3/4.
So big weight, hit the redstone about a third. It goes over and catches the redstone on top of the tee line. And you would be lying 3, 2 of them buried.
Rylan Kleiter trying to answer.
Good boy.
Got one little tap.
Nice,
Oh, my.
Kleiter.
Great shot to lie the 3.
Great shot.
And he did have to throw it that hard because it was so flat.
Good call, Matty.
Attaboy. Good throw.
Good call.
So a double back here, Kathy, or maybe just a hit and roll?
Either or.
Making the one on the back?
Onto the back, yeah.
Yeah. You got it.
Another rookie skip in the field, Owen Purcell. And he comes in, Kathy, that 3-3 record. He can take care of his own business. If he can win out, he would qualify for the playoffs.
He would, but he is not getting an opportunity here this morning to score multiple points. He's being forced with 2 belonging to the Northwest Territories in the house.
Little bit in. Line's good.
Now, as we watch Thomas Scoffin hit and roll out, big chance for Rylan
Gotta
Kleiter.
go in. You gotta go big. You gotta go in.
Kleiter the draw for 3. In the meantime, Purcell trying to drag this one.
Hard AZ. Keep going, bud. Keep going.
Oh, they pulled it in.
Good brush.
Wow. Drag that in literally
16-2-6.
to touch the 8. And a single.
1 yellow.
Good brushing there. Taking on Aaron Bartling out of the Hay River Curling Club in Northwest Territories.
I liked it as well, too. I half thought of it.
And on our sheet, that hit and roll out, the attempted double that did not work out for Thomas, leaves Rylan Kleiter after a great first shot. Line 2, chance for 3, looking for 8-foot.
Line's good. So close. Good.
You talked about it a lot. His draw numbers have been fabulous, Kathy, this week.
Line's good.
Top 4.
Same draw as mine and Josh's. You can go ahead, Trev, I think. Crossing center a little. Go ahead,
He beat
Trev.
Steve Laycock in the provincial final in
15-3,
Saskatchewan.
yep. Right in. Hard. Right in, buddy. Right in. Good.
Good. Good sweep on 3.
And just enough. Gets that 8-foot, 3 on the board for Team Saskatchewan. A 1-point advantage in a must-win game here for both teams.
There's just nothing like the Brier.
It's so special. There's really nothing else like it.
Been here 17 times. My first time was something totally different than it is now, and never fails to give you those goosebumps.
It means everything to me. This is what we play for.
To me, the Brier is still the pinnacle, the biggest event in curling, and it's the dream of every young curler to make it to the Brier.
It's the one that you want to be in. It's the one that you want to go back to. It's the one you want for it never to finish.
Really, it's the top event you can make as a Canadian. Hard to put into words. I've obviously played in so many big Brier games. Fortunate to be part of it once again.
To me, it means, chasing your dreams. The history, growing up, this is where I wanted to be. It gives me goosebumps right now.
To me, that's the pinnacle of curling, is being able to play in the Brier.
It's everything, really. It's what I've been dreaming of my whole time playing curling.
The Brier is the best event in curling still.
Many years of history for this event, and it's one of the biggest stages that you can play in curling.
This is the epitome of when you're a kid and you're watching everything like this. This is the stage.
It's just something that's been influential in everything I've done, and it's a pretty important part of my life.
What more can we say? I mean, what a beautiful tankard.
It's why you play.
Yeah, special. And a beautiful backdrop to our Brier coverage this year in the Okanagan Valley here. Southern Interior, BC. Wonderful to be in Kelowna for the week in our feature game at 3 from Kleiter in Saskatchewan. So here in 4, throwing the Red Rocks, Yukon Scoffin with Hammer.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, a really good way to rebound for Saskatchewan. When you give up 2 the first end, you bounce back with a quick 3. Puts you right back into control. And that is messy out front. So trying to move some stones around.
Yep, hard. Hard.
Jensen in his 4th Brier appearance, all with Scoffin.
Whoa.
Oh, God.
Well, that did not help.
That was my
Like
first
you have
thought,
room, but this looks.
Just if we
You're
know
always
it
going to
is
get
the
to
only
there.
question.
Yeah. Well, I think its speed's going to be fine. But
Okay, I'm thinking like we got to go out a foot or 2 further. I'm thinking same should be okay, but maybe a foot more isn't the
maybe.
worst.
Same slide, better add. I think we'll hold it nice.
Okay, yeah.
I can give you.
Let's update you now on Quebec and Alberta. Jacobs Asselin.
Well, the red shot is shot, and Felix's final stone was facing 2. He came right down to the nose of it. That's the yellow stone. So he was hoping to be a little on the left side to be shot, but as it is, he's closed down the scoring area for Brad Jacobs, but looking for 4 foot for the second point.
Just got a bite 4, and we'll pick up the pair.
Go ahead,
We
man.
know that
Fuck, let's
Jacobs
go.
has
Come on,
qualified that 6-0 record. Last Brier way back in 2013 where he won in Edmonton, and my goodness, Gallant and Hebert have not stopped. They jumped on this right away, and I don't think it's got the legs.
Well, it's not for lack of effort, I'll tell you that. Look at those
Wow,
brushers.
did
Go
they
look at
drag
Ben.
that, but just shy. What a brush. A single and a 1-1 tie on sheet C.
Sorry, guys.
Well done by Saskatchewan and Ryland Kleiter.
Little movement, picks that Yellowstone, pushes it back 8.
It's a little better up front, but still advantage to the team Kleiter. Try to guard again.
Same thing.
Little bit. 3.
2.5.
2. Line's good. Line's good. 2. Line's good. 3. Always Trevor's rock. Line's good.
Line's good.
Actually, no, it's holding. It's holding a bit. Line's good.
2.5.
3
To where your broom was.
Okay. You could curl it a hair just to tuck a piece. Yep. Curl. Curl. Curl.
And the tuck a piece is so that that red run back is not there.
Well, sometimes you gotta try guess who a fan might be cheering for. I don't think we have to guess here.
Wonder if they sharpen those stones.
Go Saskatchewan.
I think that's the TSN.
And Drummond will.
Oh, just bad luck.
Missed.
Tough.
That is the 4th time that Yukon has stuffed guards of their opponents right onto their own.
Little more.
Ryland says Josh on this team,
Top 12.
just a great judge when it comes to reading ice and
3, 4.
shot calling. His
Matt,
work
get ready to
ethic is
move it,
amazing
buddy.
in the gym. Works really hard for this team.
We're in, Ryan.
Okay, Matt, start knifing. Start knifing. Yep. 15-6.
He goes way
Hard,
back
Matt.
with Josh and Trevor, upwards of over a decade. So they've played as youngsters for a long time out of Saskatchewan.
All right, Jay.
Brian, we covered Ryland and 2 of his members of his team at the juniors in 2020. Expected to be in the final, but he gave up a
That's fine.
steal of 5 to Daniel Bruce from Newfoundland Labrador in the semis and couldn't get back. And that was his juniors that he was hoping to contend for the championship title, but just stayed really strong and firm with his teammates. And look at what he has done in a very short period of time.
At the big show for the very first time. Their first Brier. Drummond again. Take two, and he's got it this time.
Oh, and that was the really important stone to get off the 4-foot. You want a scoring area for your skip. Well done.
Yeah, because even if he makes that flop, I can just draw to the same spot. Probably edge 8's going to be close.
Okay. Just bite the top of the 4 here.
Yeah.
Want to just bite the top of the 4.
Okay. Doesn't have to be any deeper than that.
Okay, high 14s, 15. Yeah, we've seen this lots here.
Well, they love their football in Saskatchewan, the Rider pride, obviously. And Ryland actually played 4 years of football for the Saskatoon Hilltops, played a season with the University of Regina Rams as a receiver and a kicker. And we're learning on the ice he's a pretty good drawer.
Line's good.
Second only to Brad Jacobs when it comes to draw numbers.
Line's a little tight,
coming in to this morning's game.
Oh, line's good, line's good. Fight 4-foot to my broom.
Top 8, top 12.
Bit of room. Okay, switch, curl. Just go, just go, just go, just go. Gotta go, Jay. Hard as far as it goes. Hard, Josh, hard! 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 Go. Good, great speed, boys.
Okay. Great brush and great read by the brushers to yell down to Matt really early on that they thought it was top 8. They were not wrong.
I like the draw. Yeah.
Could you make the double to keep the blanket
Just
play,
top 4,
Kathy, or
eh?
can you see enough over there? I don't know. If you
Oh, that's tough. And if you just hit and roll out, you let Ryland make it even better.
Yeah.
If he can tuck around in between those two, any play that Ryland would make on the top one might jam the stone on the back. Well, just exactly what he's saying to his team. So tuck just behind the stone thrown by Ryland.
Yeah. I can hold it.
It's quick here.
Yeah. 14-8 should be close.
I think 15 and
15, you think? Okay.
Like a 20?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, 16, 416 to 420.
Yeah.
Got a good one here, Tom.
Little big.
That's close.
Line's good.
Weight's good.
Line's good.
Line's
Thomas Scoffin trying to sink one in here.
Curling up.
Find a way to orchestrate his skipper's deuce here in 4. Really got to go to get it by that yellow and a little rub. Boy, it would have been perfect if not for that little rub on that Yellowstone top 8.
Great brushing, not a lack of effort on their part by any means. Great weight.
Yeah.
Just made the decision from the hack to take a little bit less.
Yeah, we saw the 11 in the same spot in the second.
I'm seeing this come up still, Matty.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I'm with you.
That looks good.
You want to flip just a bit inside, Kathy, give him the same draw, or where do you want to go with this?
If you can roll a little bit underneath, it forces Thomas way further out into a new path to draw for a single, and it would be against 3.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously a little flop out.
Yeah, you don't
okay
have to get too cute to it.
No.
Should come up nice here for us.
Yep.
Russ pointed it out earlier in the week. He's got that interesting delivery, right? He kind of drops the shoulder, then pops it out, but my goodness, worked for Jim Purick.
I was just going to say.
It's working for Riley Kleiter.
Good draw.
Good shot.
Too.
Nice call, Matt.
Good throw. Really nice weight by Ryland.
I was thinking like a solid hack.
And just double checking that if you do nose it, you are
Correct.
shot. And I think they are, Kathy.
I think that you would be. It's the back stone that they're concerned about. If you put a stone, imagine, right on top of the yellow one, Do you outcount the yellow at the back? And I think you do.
Okay, let's make it. Let's get out of here.
Yep.
Yeah, not often, Kathy, you're happy to get your one with hammer, but
after the start of this end, you sure would be.
You heard his last comment. Scoffin saying, let's get out of here. Get her single. Final stone in 4.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Can't afford to roll too far with the shooter.
Shot.
Great
Lovely.
throw.
Really nice touch. The escape plan, it worked. He got out of here. It's 3-3 after 4. Joe Wallingham lead stones here for this team from Yukon in a 3-3 tie. And you could hear that comment from Thomas Scoffin. He's pretty happy to get that single in 4 the way the end started. So here in 5, it is Saskatchewan Kleiter with him.
No, both skips. Very, very strong, going hard at each other, forcing each other to make some good shots. And that was a potential game saver for Scoffin.
I don't hate it. Like, if he knows it, it's okay. I would say it's max, yeah, but...
Trevor Johnson lead stones here for the team out of the Nutana Curling Club in Saskatoon.
Curl, buddy.
8-5.
Yeah, that's fine.
He'll miss the double, and the shooter,
good.
It's going to stick around.
Maybe a bit too much stick there.
Keep the weight off right there.
So normal?
Yeah.
So a bit of an advantage for Trevor, 6%. You would start to see a little bit of that advantage, and what a mess.
Yeah, a little pressure here applied by Brad Jacobs' team out of Calgary, and one to come from Felix Asselin.
Felix was trying to corner freeze on the stone in the 4-foot on his first, and he rubbed off a guard, and Brad Jacobs on his final stone threw the stone in the top of the 12-foot, so it forces Felix way further out than the path that he just threw, but needs to navigate the port and get to the 4-foot to score.
Quebec, one of those teams, a 3-3 record, still alive. Beginning final day of round robin play, has to win. This has to slow down. Mark Kennedy brushed down, trying to drag it back, and it'll be a steal of 1. So a 2-1 advantage for Jacobs.
Hard! 15-5. Really. Gotta go, Trev. Hard!
Yep. You can get a bite here.
Hard!
Oh, a bite would have been huge.
It's sweet.
It's not all for naught. You see the frustration. You've got the 2 corner guards. There's something that you're going to be able to use, but we're really hoping to be able to catch a piece.
So Thomas looking to rip them, but he doesn't want to get the jam.
Roll at center.
Like just the one?
No, both of them. You get both of them.
Instead it goes onto the red, though.
Let's take the top off.
I don't think so. Oh, it might.
It could.
Maybe.
If you're looking at the top yellow stone, if you hit it to the left to make the double, there is certainly a chance that the yellow can go on the red. And if you're only going to rip the top one, they've decided to just play the guard instead.
There was that shot years ago that Ryan Fry made where he made a play on both
Corners
corners and then rolled both to the center line.
Mine's good.
It was brilliant.
And if you don't know curling, you look at that shot, you think, oh, that was pretty good. No, that was insane.
It was
such
creative.
A good shot.
And that was, I believe, when he was playing with Brad Jacobs, just to see that, to try to get as much out of shots as possible.
They could have tried to hit a corner and roll for the center, but that comes deep, and now Kleiter broomed out pretty quickly. That one to me in that Nicodine spinner shot. That Nicodine spinner shot that he made to score the 2 was
huge numbers here for Matt Hall, and that is why Saskatchewan has been in better position. 6% difference at leads and a dramatic difference at second.
Oh, he'll stuff it and just gets the one to go.
7-5. I was just starting to get that touch.
That was still Broom on the other side of the rock.
I threw this spot in the first end. So
a good start for Nova Scotia. If Purcell could win out, he will qualify.
Yeah.
There you see Ontario, Moybrook.
We're in the beak.
Rebounding a 3-2 lead as he steals himself to a lead over there. And you saw the Jacobs update. They stole as well to lead 2-1 over Quebec.
Control. Yep. Air down. Yep.
And those hit numbers are lower, thinking that a lot of what Kerr's thrown so far has been double peels, and he's stuffed a couple, and so would have been penalized for those.
Hard, lean on it.
Kerr Drummond avoids the jam, rolls over, and UConn without will lie the 2.
Basically, it's a freeze.
All right, we got
top.
some Alberta fans in the house.
T-line.
We got some fans of curling in the house.
Just the freeze. Freeze, little bumps, okay.
Okay, 3-4 more feet.
Looks like a wine glass there for.
That's up for me.
A wine go. There you go. Saskatchewan represented.
Very nice. Huge numbers for Josh.
T. Better room. Okay. Easy.
The alternate is his dad, John, who actually got into play earlier in the week.
He did. It was a very special moment.
Line's getting good. Yeah. Curl. 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 He's just not.
Perfect weight.
Good weight. That was good. He's just getting outside edge of me. He's getting outside edge on me here. But. There, eh? No.
So when he says he's getting outside edge on me, a couple of times Josh's haven't curled as much, and what Ryland's saying is that he's not only getting to the broom, but he's sort of on the outside a little bit, and then when he sets it, it's going to run just that little bit full. So even with great weight, it's just not getting the finish that they wanted. And the reason that he's sharing that information is so that they can share that with Josh.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Clean.
Yep.
Clean. It's good. It's fine.
Yep. Real hard.
Joe.
And just can't hold that shooter. Or maybe.
It's so difficult. So often those ones that look like that are in.
Of course, Josh, one of the lefties in the field at this year's Brier.
Line's good. Back 4.
Line's good, though. Less add.
Line's good. Line's good. A little bit of room. Weight's close. Back button.
Great rotation.
Whoa. Max. Well then, can't bounce on this line. Small bump. Small bump. No. Girl, baby. Girl. Oh, man. Yeah. Okay.
For longer something here?
Yeah. 13-8.
Well, just the result of very different throws. You saw Kerr's over curl in that same spot with more weight. Josh is running straight, combination of rotation and broom placement. And so this stone is open from the hack for Thomas Scoffin.
Roll behind 4 foot.
Made that really nice touch shot, Kathy, for his 2 back in the second end.
That was good weight. Yeah. Let's go.
You can see about 4 minutes separating thinking time between UConn and Saskatchewan.
Which is a lot.
Both teams still with a timeout in their back pocket.
And that's the equivalent of an and plus.
Yep. Hard. Yep. Whoa.
Kerr Drummond. And all over that guard. And the shooter might stick around. But an opportunity for Saskatchewan. They lie the one. They could split the house.
Height.
It's curled right away. It's a pretty good release, and it wasn't light.
And you might have been wondering why wasn't Matt Hall sweeping that stone out, because it could have gone.
We'll just jam, right?
Yeah.
It's because they're going to draw that way, and anything that's behind there creates a chance for Scoffin to jam.
Okay, that's going to get us to edge, a little bit past edge of 4 on that side.
I think that's good.
That should be good. Okay, just T-line.
Okay.
Just looking to be even with our other one.
Okay.
Just T-line here.
Okay. We're thinking like 14-5 is a bit of sweep.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because there hasn't been any really rocks to this one.
Okay.
14-2 is good.
14-2 to 14-5.
And they got a bit of backing as well,
Good, fellas.
if needed. That they'd still be second shot rock if they tap that red left side of your screen, back 12. Nice numbers for Ryland.
Very nice.
Big ad. I like it.
No, not as big of as it was.
T-line, line's good.
Line's good.
I think you can go, yeah. Go ahead. I'll be
Line's good. Just to the T, boys.
Top 4.
You got backing. You have backing.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
To my broom.
Just want to level them up, make sure there's no double.
Great judge, guys. 14-6.
Yeah, really good team shot.
Super placement.
It looked big because I think I had a lot of movement, but I didn't.
Okay, we'll say medium then?
Yeah, I'd say medium.
And normally you'd love to hit and roll towards the other one, but you can't because you jam on your own. On both sides.
This gone. It's a better chance of him rolling out, I think. Normal?
Just wide open.
Yep, exactly.
So that's assuming they think that Kleiter would hit back.
It depends. If Thomas is shot, he will, but
normal. Okay.
I think if he even rolls close, he might play the tap or just, again, the draw.
The back one? Yeah.
Nose hit, he should be shot.
And decent numbers for Thomas this morning, no question about that. But when your opponent is in the 90s, no room for error.
Trying to hold this, though. And there you go. He is shot stone, but it'll be the tap for 2 for Saskatchewan.
Sorry about my first though. Thought I threw it right. It's curling right away.
And it could have been a combination for Thomas of just seeing Josh Mattern stay relatively straight in that spot, and might have been just a little bit soft, thinking that it would run for a little bit, and it did not.
Nice 11 here, boys.
In a 3-3 tie. Final still in here in 5. Ryland Kleiter.
11.
Clean.
Good opportunity here for the 26-year-old.
Clean. Curl. Good.
Curl up, tap, and 2 for Team Saskatchewan.
2 yellow.
Well played.
It's a must-win game for both teams to keep their playoff hopes alive at this year's Montana's Brier. And this, your view from West Kelowna, looking back across the bridge, downtown in the distance, Prospera Place, Lake Okanagan. And it's felt like spring here over the last week. Lovely stay so far in Kelowna. And for Team Saskatchewan, a great start in a must-win game for Kleiter and company as we check the numbers, Kathy, after 5.
Well, with that 2-point edge, they've been able to flip the advantage of the hammer, but it started strong for UConn. That great shot by Thomas in 2 to take the lead, but Scoffin unable to stick around, and Kleiter taking advantage of it in 3. That got the 3 back, and now Kleiter converting on hammer. And the numbers, we talked about his draw weight, 90%. Ryland Kleiter is dialed in.
After 5, brought to you by PointsBet, the official sports gaming partner of Curling Canada. Scoffin Down by 2, but hey, little break. Put a little wave to my daughter. As Ilya there. They'll try battle back. Come on, Dad, you can do this. Darren Molding, the coach. Some words of encouragement.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By Home Hardware, here's how. By Scotty's, Canada's #1 facial tissue brand. And by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Matt's really kind of come into his own in the last couple of years. He's really evolved his game and made it very well-rounded. I think having the Harnden guys at the front end has certainly made that team even stronger and given them a real weapon there, and they're going to be a challenge.
They've owned this event for the better part of 5-6 years here, and that's an exciting team to play. I mean, to win this event, to feel really good about it, you want to be able to play the best. You want to be able to beat the best.
How good is this? That's next. Draw 17 this afternoon. Brad Gushue has not lost at the Brier since last year to Jamie Cooey. He's 7-0, and Matt Dunstone 6-1. Top spot, Pool A, up for grabs. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time with Vic, Joanne, Russ, Kathy, our entire crew. We've got you covered right here on TSN. Amazing Gushue chasing after his 7th title all-time. Dunstone's been knocking on the door, lost a final a couple of years ago. He was so close, a couple of bronze medals. And well said by Matt, you want to be the best, you're going to have to knock off one of the favorites and a guy who's looking for a 7th title all-time.
Well, and that game is so huge because you saw that Matt had 1 loss, but if he's able to beat Brad Gushue, they would both have 1 loss, but head-to-head, Matt would have the advantage. And in this playoff format, finishing first means a world of difference.
Clean. Curl. Yep.
And an outside chance too, Kathy. You lose if you're Dunstone. You could finish 3rd, and it's just a tougher path. I mean, it all still counts here on this final day.
A lot more games. A lot more games to play if you do not finish 1st or 2nd in your pool.
Here's Matt Hall for Saskatchewan.
Line's good.
Top 8.
Always Trev. Line's good.
Top 4. Weight's good.
Close. Yep.
Line.
Yep. Line's good.
And let's
Top
update
4.
you. All the sheets in action here at Prospera Place. Sheet B, Ontario PEI.
Well, for a couple of ends, Sam Moybrook has been able to steal, but there's an opportunity here for Smith to score 2.
So close last year was Smith to making the playoffs at the 5 wins last year. Frustrating for him and his team this year, 1 year later.
He is second shot. He's trying to get by that guard and remove the Ontario stone that is shot.
You're good.
You are indeed good.
And a quick peek, but yeah, it is 2. And a 4-3 lead for PEI over on sheet B. And a reminder, of course, Moybrook has to win to keep those playoff chances alive.
Just that little bounce, but not bad.
We are 1-2.
So Matt Hall being asked to remove that guard. It's the right decision for sure with the lead.
Updates continue. Kathy, sheet C, Quebec, Alberta.
Well, and it looks like I don't believe there's anything else underneath him, so maybe you can make the double and also roll away.
First things first, though, you want to make sure you make the right play.
Now, the double and the blank is ideal, but you for sure need to make the 2 go. Oh, well,
he does.
That's
that was a call from the start.
He is just the epitome of what curling should be in this country. He's got so much passion for the game. Such a great sport out there.
And I think the calming influence on that team to a young guy, Felix, who is full of fire, obviously. So over there, they're tied up at 2. Jacobs will have hammer. And in our feature, a quiet little tap.
That's good. He pushes it far enough back with UConn having hammer. It doesn't have to go out.
Little soft.
Jensen, nice touch there.
Yeah, that was my first thought. Yeah.
And the reason they're playing this one is if you go to play the double off the center line stone, there's a very good chance that the red just bangs into the yellow stone as a catcher. And so play the hit and roll underneath.
10-5.
10-5. Whoa.
Curl.
Curl.
Curl. Curl. Yep.
Johnson, great work to carve that over.
Good.
Nice sweeping from Trevor Johnson there. Shot still belongs to TV UConn.
Even if he freezes, we just fucking run it in there.
Yeah.
Already lying 1, no need to make a play at those stones on the right-hand side. We'll try to split the house.
I got lots way to go. It'll curl.
Okay.
Well, Kerr is asking for a little bit of less ice, but Thomas is pretty confident it will curl, and you don't have to be frozen down to that back one. You want to have separation between the two so that Ryland won't try to take on the double.
Keep your 2 opportunity alive here in 6. Kerr Drummond.
Just grab it in my hand.
Back 12. Back 12. Back 12.
Keep that broom on it.
It's good.
He's worried maybe there's some debris under the stone.
Oh, easy. Line's good.
And sometimes you feel that way. It can be a little bit of a flat path, or you can feel like there's something underneath your stone.
Well, it worked out pretty darn good.
Great shot.
To lie the 2.
Got a boy. Trig. 14.
Well, it's pretty noisy in the house on this Thursday morning.
Yeah, that's
my other thought was blast this back one.
Yeah, it's hard for him to. Yeah.
Hey, what'd you do today? Well, I got school and I got on TV.
I just want to see the teachers with the earplugs in. Thank you for bringing the students out.
Never know, a future champion maybe in the house watching on this Thursday morning.
Clean. Yep. Clean.
Joshua Matter.
Can't hurt it really.
And that's the blast, because at the back of the house, the rocks will fly.
Like that. Should always have a double crack at a double.
And Ryland wanted to make sure that there was no way that UConn could come down on top of it again. Well thrown.
Not quite as quick.
So where are they going here, Kathy?
I think he's trying to use the 2 yellow stones on the right-hand side as a guard and get deep in the house on that side. He's trying to change the shot up a little bit.
Line's a little tight.
So the O-turn draw.
T-line.
Straight.
T-line.
Yep.
Hard line.
Yep.
T-line.
Straight. Hard line.
Hard.
We've seen Scoffin a few times jump up and try to help. Don't want to set up the double.
He was really trying to get by that top stone.
Yeah, good speed.
Really good weight. If he gets by, he's T-line and in great shape, but instead, a really good get out of jail card for Ryland Kleiter.
Half rock or so?
Yep.
Okay, guys. Half rock here.
Skip still is here at 6.
Whoa.
Kleiter trying to get a couple. One. Oh, he stuffs it, but how much action? Oh, and a break for UConn here.
I think just overthrown a little bit. He did not need that much weight. It won't move at all.
T-line.
Update time again, and Aaron Bartling, the import from Alberta, but competing for the Northwest Territories and trying to play spoiler here against Nova Scotia.
Well, Owen Purcell made a really nice shot. He was facing two and doubled them out on his first. There's been a lot of pressure applied by the Northwest Territories, feeling very comfortable now at this point in the week, but he is making a shot against two, does need to stick around in the 8-foot to score.
Bartling trying to pick up his first win, and he'll get a single there. Purcell, if he can win out just because of his schedule and the head-to-head wins that he has, Purcell would be in if he can run the table and win out.
Back 4. I like that throw with 10. Was that close to 10?
Back 4, back 8. Back 4. That's good. Weight's good. Yep. Yes. Line only. Line only.
So not only splitting the house, but trying to make sure there's no double.
A stop in time, and Will to lie the 2.
It's okay, we'll get our deuce. Just doesn't slow down. Fast. What's that? You got a split? Yep.
And if it were late in the game and Ryland was trailing, he would be playing the freeze to that stone. But where we're at in the game, you take a go at the stone that you can see, which is this one, and hope to stick right on the nose and force Thomas Scoffin to do the same if he wants his 2.
Levin. It's clean. Levin.
Clean. Whoa. Curl. Clean. Whoa. Curl a bit. Good.
And that is the shot stone, but the hit for 2 to tie things up for UConn in 6.
Sorry about my first, boys. Sorry about my first, guys.
Well, for Thomas Scoffin and his team, this is exactly what they were hoping for, an opportunity for an open shot for the 2 and the tie.
Very solid. Whoa.
Final shot in 6.
Whoa, girl. Clean.
It's always a good sign, clean down the ice and on the nose for 2.
We've got a game.
Back and forth they go, all tied up again here in Kelowna. Beautiful weather here in Kelowna. You have to think the golf courses will be in full swing shortly. The marina starting to get busy as well. It's that time of year. And you know what else is in the air? Hockey. Trade Center. Canada's #1 trade deadline show, Trade Center, presented by Harvey's, is almost here. Tune in tomorrow for expert tracking and analysis covering every NHL trade all day long, only on TSN.
Did you hear McDavid's coming to Winnipeg?
Okay. Okay.
For a visit.
Starting to curl on here.
Ah.
Really
Those Edmonton Oilers will take on the Montreal Canadiens tonight on TSN2.
He's reading. Look at. He's going to Winnipeg.
Oilers have struggled recently.
Really good sweep, boys.
Montreal Canadiens just a couple points out of the second wild card spot. A lot of teams have been active. The big one, too, is Carolina traded for Mikko Rantanen, and now the wonder is, will they keep him? Will they move him?
Yep.
Be a busy day tomorrow. Hopefully James Duthie has something to talk about. They always hope the trades happen tomorrow, not now. So they'll be tap dancing. Always a fun day though, Trade Center on TSN.
Well, this end started with Rylan Kleiter feeling that he was just going to run them up and down, but it was a miss by Joe Wallingham on an open stone in the house that has changed the perspective. And so for Rylan Kleiter, if he's got the chance to score two, he'll certainly take that. And it's going to take a good shot by Yukon to get out of this.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Right to it, Josh. Right to it. Good sweep. Attaboy. 10-8.
Snapped.
10-8.
Is that where his went too?
Pardon?
Did he undercurl or overcurl?
Undercurl. He was on the out turn.
Oh.
Okay.
Kathy, we know PEI is officially out, but Sam Moybrook out of Ontario, a 3-3 record, still has a chance in the final day of round robin play.
Well, and a huge opportunity here. Tyler Smith on his final stone crashed a guard in trying to remove one of the Ontario stones, and so this is a draw for 3.
Line's good. 14-9. Good toss.
Said it was pretty surreal to finally break out of Ontario, beating Scott Howard. He said, I looked over the bench, there's that Glenn Howard guy, he's won 1,000,000 times out of the province, but finally this young team able to qualify for their first Brier. Now the question is, can they make the final 6?
When you look at a team like Moybrook, Purcell, Kleiter, as teams that could absolutely win, but I really think that for a lot of these teams, Muddy, they are looking at developing experience and in the next quad be the teams that we talk about.
13-8.
And there is no better way to get experience than by actually being here.
Oh, it's got to stick around.
Oh. And I don't know that it did. No, it did not.
Lost there.
It's pretty good here.
Yeah.
Well, that says it all.
Yep. Yep. Hey. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Go. Whoa.
And Kerr Drummond able to hold the shooter. So likely a blank here coming up for Saskatchewan in 7.
Well, and that is exactly what Rylan Kleiter wanted to do going into this end. You want to retain that last rock advantage in the evens, particularly the 8th. But if you are given an opportunity to score 2, you're going to take that every chance you get. But now that that seemingly is gone, we'll want Josh to make sure to roll in.
Yep. 11. Clean.
Because with a guard, if he hits it on the nose, Scoffin could risk and go around.
Clean. Really good, Jay. Attaboy. Good. 10-7.
And the only problem, don't jam. There's only one stone back there. Avoid that jam at all costs.
Same way. Clean. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Clean. Clean. Whoa.
So rinse and repeat.
Skull hand signals.
You know, you mentioned the young teams and kind of the goals in coming year. You want to make the Brier. It's exciting. Gain that information, soak it all in. And talking with Owen Purcell, you know the big trials are going to be in Halifax in their hometown, and they're one of those teams. You know, their goal is definitely the next 4 years, Kathy. But if you can knock on the door, get to the pre-trials, get enough points, make a good run here. So yeah, if you qualify for the playoffs, you're going to get more points.
Absolutely, every game that you win,
right? They add up, and it's those. That's what can help get you into a pre-trial spot or a trial spot. So there's a lot more on the line than just a deep run here and winning this thing.
No, and especially for the younger teams, every experience that you get helps you to become more prepared for the next time that you come back. You handle things differently. We always talk to players at the Scotties or the Brier that are in their second appearance, and they say, what I learned was to manage my time better, because you're pulled a number of different directions at a national championship beyond just the curling, and you need to remember that this is why you're here, and this needs to be the focus.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yep. Yep, 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 yep. Yep.
So a different path now.
I saw a little more swoop on yours. Okay, just a little more swoop than we saw before. That looks good. 11. Okay, 11. A little bit more swoop in this spot than we saw before. Okay. Nice
So just
11,
throwing
boys.
easy weight.
With Hammer here in 7.
Clean.
11-5.
Yep.
Not a very complicated end for both sides, banking some time.
Hard.
Hard, Josh. Big Josh. Big Josh.
Right to it, right to it, right to it.
Talked about that swoop in this spot. Enough weight avoids the jam.
Yeah, 11-7.
And now UConn needs to do the same.
12. Great sweep. Great sweep.
Let's check in right next door, Kathy, in a 2-2 tie, and there's one Quebec Stone right on the button there with one to come.
Well,
Brad Jacobs.
Playing the in-off, right where Mark's broom is where he wants to hit it. That yellow stone, courtesy of Felix Asselin's final stone, comes around, and they tried to make sure to take away the run back off the front. You can see if you play the run by the line, it might jam back, but you can't take everything away. So big shot potential for Brad Jacobs.
Potential maybe for 3. 2 for sure. Final stone Jacobs. Oh my. And too much heat right through. And a steal.
Sorry, guys.
So Quebec, a 3-2 advantage. Quebec trying to stay alive. And in our feature, as expected, pretty open end, and one to come. It'll be the throw through for the blank here for Kleiter.
Well, and Thomas will be disappointed with that. If you stick around, you force your opponent to actually have to make a shot to blank, but instead it is a throw through.
There you see Darren Moulding. Brier champion with Ray Botcher in the bubble back in 2021. Always charting, always learning. As we roll on here, final day, round robin play. Montana's Brier in a 5-5 tie in our feature. Our feature game here in Kelowna, all tied up at 5. Hammered to Kleiter, Saskatchewan after the blank. So here in 8, and hear it all the time, Kathy. Analytics, you got the hammer, score your 2 and 8, and you're in a pretty good spot.
You sure are. And for Thomas Scoffin coming in with hammer, that gave him an edge right away, but then the 3 by Ryland Kleiter in the second end took away that advantage. And now the odds-on favorite, if you will, is Kleiter, because it is the 8th end. He's got hammer.
You gotta go.
And so for Scoffin, needs to push the envelope a little bit and has a good one.
No, line. Go ahead, Josh.
Ryland will try to manufacture a couple by going to the wings.
And you saw Joe for UConn there. He's got the center line guard. He's got one top 8.
Good. 15-3. Good.
And a job well done as well from Trevor Johnson. He's got the corner. He uses that as well. And it's a big edge for Johnson this morning.
Room! Line's good. Line's good. Yep. Line's good.
All right, update time again. Nova Scotia Purcell and Northwest Territories Bartling.
Well, for Bartling, not able to get completely under cover. He is shot stone. But for Owen, he can absolutely get to the face of the stone and tap it back. Chance for 2.
And what a big day for Owen Purcell in his first ever Brier appearance. If he can win this game,
10-5.
he'll wrap up against Ontario and Moybrook, win both, and because of his situation, head-to-head wins, etc., he would qualify for the playoffs.
And it's really tough when you know that that is your fate on the given day. Very nice. Is you have to just not think about that you just talked about. It's about winning out here this morning and then worrying about the next game later today.
Well, they got the great Colleen Jones on the bench.
They do.
And you know what? There's no one better you can lean on. These types of moments, keep your head in the game, shot at a time, etc., to give yourself a chance on this final day.
Tight. Whoa, line. Line's little
good.
bit of room. Line's good.
Tight guard. Whoa, straight,
Whoa, line's good.
Waiting for the finish.
Yep. Hard. Yep.
Sweet.
Very good precision by
Good. Yeah.
Team Yukon.
I like that position. 16 1/4.
Far enough away that the run back is not an automatic.
Lead. Whoa. Curl.
Matthew Hall
Curl.
runs it back. Oh, he
Very
gets
nice.
them both. In the meantime, we talked about Moybrook in a 3-3 record for him, leading by 2. He's got to take care of business as well in this game.
Well, and for Tyler Smith, he can see nothing of either of the counting stones from the hack, but he does know that that outturn will finish, and so needs to get full 4 through the port.
Smith can play spoiler. He's been eliminated with his 1-6 record.
Place it on the tee.
Wow. Good brush, and the weight is, oh man, I thought they had enough.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Tough one, and a steal. So Ontario, again, they have to win this game, and they're looking good after 7.
So Matt's successful in removing one of the stones, but he did leave his guard there and the shot stone still underneath. So this is about trying to get on top.
Still got to curl.
Always curl.
Curl. Where are we? Straight.
Top
straight.
4.
Whoa.
You got this, Trev.
And no plus there when it comes to the seconds. You got to out-curl your competitor
10 to
by
9-5.
5 percentage points or more.
10 to 9-5.
Well, you saw the lower numbers for Matt Hall for draws, remembering last end that he went through on the chance to split. So that would have really pulled his numbers down. Well, Josh feeling he can see a lot more than Ryland thought he was. Ryland was just going to move stones around. This is the attempted double.
Well, here comes that guard, and they're going to clip their own guard up top.
9-3.
Oh. All right, you know the speed.
Yeah. Scoring is huge here.
Yeah.
You are not wrong.
Just, 6-7 feet off.
Yeah.
So looking for a halfway guard, not tight enough that Saskatchewan will find it easy to run it back and touch them all, but not long enough that you can play the tap.
Kerr had that little wobble coming out. I think he
Hold it out there, Trig. Hard.
might be a little tight, you heard, out of his hand.
Hard.
Don't want this to over curl.
Hard.
Whoa, that's good. Whoa.
And a pretty good result.
seemed to die a little bit.
Good recovery.
16-6. A little bit.
And Joshua Mattern having a really strong performance today.
His highest of the week, Kathy, was 89, so he's eclipsed that so far.
Yep.
Had the toughness with his last one.
Hard.
Take 2 for Josh. And drives it by.
Well, the problem is he didn't roll very far with the guard. That area is getting really, really small for Rylan Kleiter.
Speed's good here. Same depth as mine?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, and a good guard needed by Thomas.
Feels just as quick, eh?
Yeah.
You can see the double is easily there for Rylan if the guard is not put on perfectly, and they do have one hidden under the corner guard.
Speed's good.
Tight. Tight.
Little early.
Mine's good.
Whoa. Weight's good. Clean.
Tight guard.
Whoa. Line's good.
Or tight.
Line's good. Tight.
You gotta
Whoa.
curl a little bit.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yeah,
Curl.
Yeah, you
Curl. Curl. Hard. Hard. Hard.
Shot.
Shot.
That's the best way to get
And Kathy, player comparisons are brought to you by New Holland, proud sponsor of Curling Canada.
Well, good numbers for both skips, but great numbers for Rylan Kleiter.
Yep.
Doesn't matter, draws or hits. He's been able to make them all today.
Nice PO, a little low. Yep.
90% Kathy, Kleiter's best of the week, and you talk about getting here for the first time. He admitted to me as well, his first game was versus Purcell in the opener, and maybe some nerves, but my goodness, the week goes on. You gain your confidence. You get to know the stones and the ice, and he's really started to elevate his game when he needs it most.
Well, you flip a switch at your first Canadians. You go in and you're a little bit nervous and uncomfortable, and then you start to savor the moment and become better, and you know that this team will want to get back here because of this incredible experience. Trying to rattle some of those red stones in the 4-foot around.
Kleiter, 1, 2. He picks the 2 out.
Well, that's huge. Got one of them gone.
Gives us some room now.
And we do have room, you bet.
He told me, Kathy, it was around game 2, where looked around, took a deep breath,
Gives us a bit of room
and
now,
said,
though.
man, this is pretty cool. You know, enjoy the moment, start to embrace it,
Sneaky spot, honestly.
and playing some nice curling here.
It's tricky for him to play this turn and not leave it open enough for us to chase. Hey?
Yeah.
And I think the reason they're playing this turn is because of where the guard is over the word ribs and the Montana's ribs to riches.
Right here.
It runs for such a long time, always thinking
I think we
about
got a
it.
better chance of just making this.
So even if you're light here,
Sure.
on this side, it's better.
Let's do that.
Just a hair more weight.
Yeah.
It's just a smaller hole than it looks like, because if you remember Thomas's guard, it ran for such a long time, all the movement as the weight comes off. But honestly, even if Thomas Scoffin is biting the top 8-foot and under there, it makes it a really small hole for Rylan to go through as well.
There you go. What a great shot from our camera crew. And a 5-5 tie here in 8. Thomas Scoffin.
I got hair.
Little early. Hard early.
A little early.
Hard early. Hard.
Gotta get white yellow.
Hard.
Yeah, hard early because that yellow's coming. Gotta hold it on that left side of center.
Wait's good.
Hard. Hard.
And my goodness, it's cooking over hard. And they'll clip it.
Oh, wow.
And a hole is there. Wow.
It's curled right away.
I think just a little bit soft out of his
I was
hand.
thinking harder than that.
Okay.
It doesn't really curl much, right?
9.
9 is probably our most manageable weight,
Okay,
where if
I
you need
agree.
it to come up, you can, but you can also run it. 9, like right there.
I think they're playing off their own. Do you think he's playing the hole?
I think it's the hole
like
with
9.
9,
Yeah.
Kathy.
Yeah, I like that.
Oof.
I've been wrong before, though.
I don't know,
the weight here.
but I feel like you're right. Where the broom is, that would be for the hole. The other thing, don't forget that when rocks are set up like that, if you just tick one, it can go off the other and actually scooch its way straight forward. So he's got that option as well.
Nice 9 here, boys. Yeah.
Can he get through?
Final stone in 8, 5-5 tie. That little port, Kathy. Hard. Trying to come through. Got to hold it on that line. Can he get it through the uprights? He cannot. Oh my goodness, though.
Oh no.
Worst case scenario. Jams the red in.
And that is something they never, ever looked at.
And you saw that graphic coming in. He was great at not allowing the steals.
There's your scooch as it goes forward, but he connects with his own behind. Scoring is big an 8, steal a 2. Ouch.
That's a tough one. In a must-win game for both sides. Wow, UConn escaping, stealing with 2.
Okay, you got a bit of room. Line will be good.
Wow. Turn of events. And a steal of 2 for UConn, Kathy, when it really looked like Rylan Kleiter was going to take advantage with hammer and score his pair in 8.
Well, and I think that for Rylan and crew, they thought if I don't get through the hole, we maybe give up 1, never realizing or thinking that depending on how it was hit, it could have been for 2. That is just a really unfortunate break.
Little tight. They're late. Hard early.
Well, similar setup as last end.
Tight.
Rylan has 2 guards. It's interesting he's chosen to double stack, and by that I mean you throw a long guard and a guard on that side instead of splitting them, which is analytically what more teams are doing. And the research shows that when you double stack like that, it improves your odds of scoring 2, but it also improves your odds of giving up steals and steals of multiple points. So this is obviously a choice that this Saskatchewan team has found works best for them.
Whoa, clean. Whoa, clean. Yep, girl. Whoa, yep.
Matt Hall.
Good, Matty.
And he is the analytics guy on this team.
Very nice.
Loves the numbers, maps out the situations. As we check in on sheet A now, Purcell Bartling, as it is the team from the north trying to play spoiler here.
Well, and Bartling will not go away. We saw in that little vignette about what does the Brier mean. It means everything to them. And so it doesn't matter that they're 0-6. They are playing for pride from where they come from and not giving an inch. Already line 1, this is a draw for 2.
A multiple national champion at the Firefighter Curling Championships.
Yep, stay on it.
Teamed up with Johnny Moe in those events as well. This, it's got a little bit of backing. It's got to stop, though, as you see Saunders on the brush.
Good.
And it'll hang on. So not going away, to your point, Kathy. 2 on the board, within 1. Nova Scotia. If they take care of business today, they can qualify directly into that top 6.
This one's sliding a little bit more.
Well, Matt's run back moved things around, but left a guard up, left the 2 in, just in a little bit better positions.
Okay.
And that's just deep.
12 or 12?
12? Okay, we'll wait.
For Matt, if he can roll under, you can see the whole right side of the house as you look at it is guarded.
Let's make this. Order.
12.
Clean.
12-5.
Yep.
Go light.
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Whoa!
whoa,
Whoa! Curl! 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 Close! Straight!
Yeah, they really cooked it over. Little roll behind the corner.
Attaboy.
Okay. Yeah, 12-5. That's just really light.
Just light.
Good shot.
But
that was it. Yeah, I thought that was an interesting weight call from the start.
got one underneath.
It's the hole
like
there.
This? Or do you just chase it through?
You could probably chase it.
You sure could.
Just tap it out.
Yeah.
I threw this one 2 ends ago and hovering and it took off, so I know I'm going to get curl.
Do you like this?
Okay, now and now with confidence.
With this one is, you can take that off too.
Carol, take a look.
Like if you play that 7 in and you're wide, you clip the 1, get it coming back at it.
Yeah. Like run this over here.
Yeah.
And then that, because like if I play the board on this, and I don't get it right,
kind of a must.
I don't want to knock that one over there.
No. If you chip that and spill in, I mean they're.
So what do you think that is? Thin half? Don't want to stick it for it to roll in the rings. I'd rather just peel it off. But
it'd be nice if that one wasn't there, right? Like, do you want to just play this?
Yeah, you can. Might be easier.
Okay. And if you get that,
yeah, I'll make that.
So they talked about the chase initially. So to come through this hole, and that is there, but you're playing quite enough weight. And if you hit this one or this one, you don't want to promote your opponent's stone in. So what they've elected to do is play this double and get rid of both so that they will have an opportunity to get to that stone on either side of the long guard on the second one. I do think the chase is there, but the yellow stones are just too risky.
Hard! Shooter!
Gary Drummond
Hard!
will smash that yellow, and it is a biter.
I'd throw harder.
And you never know with the ability of Saskatchewan, will that little biter be a factor later in the end.
So close.
Nine.
And the only way that little biter is going to count is if you start moving some of the red granite out. There's 2 doubles.
Josh Mattern. Can't get them both, gets the 1.
yeah.
And you make
Pretty
this hit and
gradual
roll,
here.
you'll lie 3.
I like control.
You have to get rid of it. But ideally for Kara, you really want to stick around.
Kleiter will have opportunities for doubles.
Clean. Yep. Whoa.
Curl.
That's
curl.
Okay.
The key here, Catho, I mean, don't give up the 3, right? You give them 2, you got hammer, you're tied coming home. That's a pretty good spot to be in if you're UConn.
11.
It is. You had to hit it for sure. Either a little bit of a set or just a little bit more weight. And I think that split might still be there, Muddy. It's such a long guard. I feel like they can get behind it and split. So for Team Yukon, really important to be precise on your hits with the remaining 2.
And they traded opportunities last end.
They did.
Helping each other out.
Hard! It's not getting there, but. Okay, Jay. Okay.
Removes the 1 stone. Shot rock is Yukon.
What'd you get there? 10-8, so pretty good.
It's pretty true. On the beak. On the beak. Yeah, I think so.
Skip Stones in our feature game here in 9. In the meantime, wow, there's some red around that button area, and 1 stone to come here for PEI.
Well, Sam Moybrook's final stone was on the right, the red stone that you see in the 12-foot, feeling perhaps that the best way for Smith to make some noise and get shot was to come off of it. He's thrown it at about 100 miles an hour.
Anything on the shooter.
Wow.
Ah.
And after all that, a steal of the 1.
That was really tough, the way those were all locked in there.
I think that's good.
So steal of 1, so Ontario in a real good spot
Really want to play. Down 4.
to keep their playoff hopes alive. In our
think?
feature, you can see the double is available for Rylan Kleiter. Ontario will wrap things up against Nova Scotia later today, and they do shake, so that will be a final. Ontario keeping their playoff hopes alive. They will win, and Moybrook will wrap up against Nova Scotia later on tonight.
Let's go, boys.
As this playoff picture gets a little more clear. All right, back to our feature.
9-5.
Rylan Kleiter, his first here in 9.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Curl. Whoa, whoa, whoa. 3.
1, 2, little tap. Oh, they're pretty flat as well.
9-8.
I don't know if there's a double there, but there's that yellow to hide behind.
Scared to kick.
Impressive young player, Kathy. Really impressive.
He is.
Good, buddy.
And a really nice person as well. Just loves the game and plays for the pure enjoyment of it and desire to win. He's super competitive, but there's none of the extra stuff that sometimes follows some top-level teams. Well liked.
Yeah, a real treat to watch a number of the first-time players and skips compete at this year's Brier.
Let's make this roll. Yeah.
So removing is obviously your first thing, but for Thomas Scoffin, the role is huge.
To your point earlier, Kathy, if you ever roll out, maybe there's that split for 3.
Control.
That 1 yellow one up at the top there, just behind that high corner guard.
Curl.
Final stone here. Thomas Scoffin has to hold the shooter.
Curl.
Hold the shooter, little roll behind cover, and it will stop in time for shot rock.
Oh, that's a great effort. They overcooked it a little bit.
Good shot.
They were so worried about it curling.
Okay. I can make a tough one.
Yeah, good shot. Yeah. Hey, we're tied with coming home.
Yeah.
Take that.
Perfect.
And that's what we talked about, Kathy. I mean, what more can you ask for?
No, and you're forcing Rylan to make a tough shot out in the wings. It's a whole lot harder than a wide open hit. Well done.
I think it'll run, and then at the end it'll come up for us pretty good.
I think speed should be pretty.
Yeah, I don't have to worry too much about speed, hey?
No. I think it'd be normal, if anything, a hair heavier, but not much.
Yeah, that little extra roll, Kathy, allowing the shot to be a little bit easier. He's got to make it.
12-5.
Final stone in 9. Down by 2.
Yep. Clean. Yep.
13.
Yep. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. Yep.
Out here in the weeds.
Gotta go for weight.
Got to make sure they move it enough. Have to get enough weight to move that red stone. Carve it over. Pop it enough. They got to count the 2. And not enough weight.
You could see that rock slowing down. He had the right weight as he let go. They called it, but boy, just out in the frost zone.
He's going to have to steal himself a win. Scoffin with hammer up by 1. Trevor Johnson, Team Saskatchewan, down by 1. And Yukon with hammer, so a big and needed here as Saskatchewan clinging to their playoff lives. Final day of round-robin play here at the Montana's Brier. Brian Mutra, Kathy Gauthier with you in our feature game. A 7-6 lead, Yukon, the Red Rocks, Scoffin Hammer here in 10.
Well, the challenge for Saskatchewan is that longer guard is not touching the center line, and it can be bumped over, and I think that was what the attempt was on the first stone by Joe. Just trying to graze it over, wound up going through the house. But now that stone is in the house, they can chase. Just can't clunk the top one hard.
As if that comes out of play, and it will, you can move it back.
Yeah, that's
gone.
You're so much better to go by on the wide side because now it's advantage Saskatchewan.
It was off center. It was just a little bit.
Just trying to look for the ring.
Update time. And when we checked in before Jacobs Asselan, we saw Brad Jacobs a little light with the draw. Well, once again here at 8, he's got the opportunity to draw in for 2.
As you say, Muddy is already lying 1, looking for 4-foot.
Asselan has to keep on winning. Can't drop to loss number 4. Jacobs wants to improve to 7-0.
I liked it. I liked it.
Never had a great run with Reed Carruthers at the Brier. Now on different teams as he's on this squad with Gallant, Hebert, Mark Kennedy in the house.
It's been a revolving door in men's curling this year.
And this time, yeah, lovely weight there from Brad to the button, and a 4-3 lead over Quebec.
Well, for Matt Hall, he just got by the front, and it is wide open out the back. And the more important thing is that it's deep.
Okay, let's make this. Yeah. Let's get outside with this.
Yeah, you make this one for your skipper. And things look a lot better as Jensen loads up here in 10.
Whoa, whoa, yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Hoping to catch something else, and will not, but opens up the front. And you can see the problem for Ryland with Matt going deep. If Matt was in the 4-foot, you would have your steal point for the tie. And right now you do have 2 stones in the house, but for Thomas Scoffin, it's not desperate times yet. And that's because those stones still give him lots of room if he needs it.
Line's good. 2. Easy then, easy. Line's good. Just a 1.5. 2.5.
So looking for a guard, but looking for a high one to have lots of separation between the stone at the top of the house.
Just get him in line now.
And this one, they want it to be just straight peel and leave the stones in the house alone.
A little bit, Josh. Yep. 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 Whoa. Good. Good spot.
So the center guard for Matt Hall. Scoffin continues to rip.
Yep. Whoa, whoa. Yes. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Shooter, shooter.
You know what's awesome too, and you talked about Thomas himself as maybe under the radar as one of the great players of this game, great young players, but there's no free games anymore out here at the Brier. Hasn't been. And you ask the players that. I mean, that's one thing the veteran James Grattan talked about. You can't show up here anymore. Every game is tough. Each and every one, you're going to get a game.
And you know, life is about choices, and one of the choices that Thomas has made is to not be on the tour. He's got a family, he's got employment that are important to him, and not everybody can. And also just the geographic distance that they are from some of the major cities. And it doesn't mean that when you come to this event that you're not competitive. You don't have the reps in. There's no doubt about that. You can't argue that. But it doesn't make him any less skilled.
You can't go.
Thomas, an accountant by trade, and we showed you wife and daughter cheering him on this morning.
So that guard a little bit closer. Really important that they can remove 2. This is your best opportunity that you've had so far. And Kerr is known for his big weight ability.
Yep. 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 Hard. Hard. Whoa.
It's a rocket. Drummond. Ah, he's got 2, almost 3. What a shot. But the shooter remains up top.
So you're right. You did remove a guard and you did remove a top stone, but he was really hoping. That's why he threw the extra weight to get rid of the stone that he was throwing as well. So something for Ryland to work with.
Little bit early.
I like it.
Top 8.
I got down.
Line's good.
Got down.
Line's good.
Always Trevor.
Wait.
Yep.
Go ahead, Len. Line's good.
Gotta go line. Really hard. Hard. 3-4.
Hard, guys.
Hard.
They really got to drag this
16.
thing.
You gotta get as far as you can.
Gotta
Trev.
separate them, boys.
Hard, Trev. Hard, 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 hard.
Go, 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 go.
Hard, hard. Okay.
And not quite a biter.
But that's where your mistake is. If you're not going to make the perfect shot, you're trying to steal. Better to be light.
And Drummond, another missile.
Close. Whoa. Close. Shooter.
Shooter. Shooter.
Oh, wow.
What a shot. Care Drummond wide open now. Man, can he throw a rocket? And he did. In the meantime, close game. 9th end over in Sheet A, Northwest Territories and Nova Scotia.
Well, for Owen on his first one, he just grazed a stone at the top of the 8-foot and went through the hole, and Bartling drew on top again. It is the team from the North Line 2.
Yes!
Owen Purcell.
Close! Whoa!
On and off. Gets the Reds to spill. What a shot as he picks up the 2.
Very nice.
2 for sure.
2?
And then just look at this one. I know Owen looked at it, but
Yeah,
it's 2.
7-4.
Yellow.
Has Nova Scotia a chance to run the table and qualify for the playoffs. They'll have Ontario tonight. You know Moybrook's already won as he beat PEI. What a fun final day here, round robin play.
Well, it is so exciting when so many things can happen.
Weight's good.
And so down to the final 2 stones, Ryland's trying to use the best guard that he has, and that's the one on the ribs.
Okay, lots of room.
It's sliding. Whoa.
Sign right
I
there.
think we can touch this, actually.
Trying to steal himself a win. At the very least, force an extra. Scoffin on the brush. It'll settle back 12.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, just real nice.
What was that, Matt?
13-9.
Okay, same as mine. That one. Or yours. Same. Yours was 13-9 as well. Same spot.
You always have an open draw.
Yeah.
So it's whatever you like.
What's that?
In there?
Like here?
Yeah.
These
Not
freezing,
there,
right?
but-
Well, like above T line, but yeah.
Timeout.
I love the draw.
Timeout.
Get Darren Moulding to give an opinion.
Plays a hit and flop, but probably have an open hit then.
I don't know why you'd
I don't hate
want to
that.
chase
My
that
thinking
stone.
was, put one right on the T line edge of 4. If he freezes you, you got a bunt to win. You can go here.
Wasn't this better?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
He's playing a little tap then.
That's fine. Like,
And you should have like half rock peel out.
Yep. And still have the buttons open that way, like.
And you get a chance to throw a draw too. You like that?
I like that. Get your draw weight.
Little off the center.
Yep.
Make him do something with it.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I don't know.
He'll try and roll. The best shot he can make is roll under and make you draw against the
That's fine,
2.
though. We said we want to draw the forfeit.
For sure.
So,
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, that's
if
cool.
that's what you like. Top 4.
Okay, I like it.
make him play that hit and roll, and then we do the
Like
same
that
shot. Yeah.
That's
Win
okay
this
a
thing.
bit.
They initially talked about playing this chase, but I don't really see the value, nor does Darren Moulding. Is if you're here, you're just giving Ryland another chance to be better. You're going to have to likely draw on your last stone. So if you place a stone right here, Ryland is going to either have to go around it, and that's going to be very difficult, or he'll tap it back. But if you're in front of the tee line to be shot, he's going to be tapping it back a couple of feet, and you will have an easier shot for the win.
And on sheet C, final stone, Felix Asselan. You can see Brad Jacobs. He's got a number of stones, 3 around the weeds in the 12-foot. So it's a draw to tie things up. needs
8 foot.
8 foot would be nice. I think full 12 would do it. Oh boy.
Uh-oh.
That is not a good sign. And
It will stop as we watch the sweeping on Thomas Scoffins.
Nervous times, but they're tied up.
Great shot, Thomas Scoffin.
So Scoffin put it where he wanted to. And just another footnote there, Jacob's got, what, 3 minutes left with an end to play?
I think you hit and roll.
I've used quite a bit of time.
Go here. Yeah. I think this is the call, though.
And timeout Saskatchewan.
Either way. What are you seeing, Matty? What do you like?
I'd like him to look at 2 drawing.
Yeah.
I know the only reason you're trying to roll far is to try and force him to draw, but I think if you're like here, he's probably, well.
He might think about it either way. I do think you want him looking at 2 and get the heart rate
I think
going.
that's a like pretty far roll, and it's pretty precise. Like a lot of time, you probably leave it.
Yeah. It is a farther roll, yeah.
I think the way you win, guys, is you get it to roll under that one and make them draw against 2.
I agree.
Almost
I think
under
you have
the red,
to,
right?
Yeah.
If you can, show him half. Like
show him half.
He's not. I don't think he's
even
played
like
a
the
chaser.
edge on edge with the guard. If you're over here, I don't think he's hitting.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think he can't play with the red.
Well, Darren Moulding was very careful to not say the word lose when he came out. He said what he will probably do is play a hit and roll so that you're drawing against and he paused over the word loss, but that's exactly what this situation is.
I would say that's close, like to hit 3/4.
And I really like Matt Hall's comment. If you're trying to play the hit and roll underneath the corner on the right-hand side, it's so long, your odds are going to be that you leave it somewhere in the open that's an easy hit for Thomas Scoffin. So roll a little bit to the wings. Those are the harder stones to stick around on, and it really makes Thomas Scoffin think, maybe I should draw. And when we've seen in the latter ends in the last couple of days, sometimes those draws, if the ice is just left idle a few times, it can die pretty quick. So the roll here is key towards the wings to force Thomas to think about the draw. That's what they want him to play.
11-5.
Rylan Kleiter here in 10.
Clean.
11.
Clean. Curl. Yep. Oh, yeah.
Trying to force Scoffin to a tough shot with his final. There's the hit, but the shooter rolling a lot more than they wanted, and now it is the draw. Anywhere in the 8 foot and you win.
Well, objective, Matt, it didn't really matter if he rolled a little bit less or more. They're making Thomas draw against a loss.
Call, Matty.
Last one. I got a 406, but came down at the end.
And you heard the last comment from Darren Moulding. Throw a draw, get comfortable. He just did it, and he's just got to do it again.
Full 8 foot.
Throwing similar path.
Make this. You pick up the win. You keep your slim playoff hopes alive. Final stone, Thomas Scoffin.
Line's good.
Running it just a hair. Yep. Line's good.
Broom's down early.
Yep.
Weight's good. Weight's good.
Beats full 8.
Weight's fine.
And with this, a chance for Thomas Scoffin and Yukon to have his most successful Brier ever. And he will. What a draw to the 4 foot. And Yukon with the win over Team Saskatchewan.
And you know, that is the mark of a marquee player. Even though he doesn't play a lot, when you have to draw against a loss at the Brier and he put it right on the 4 foot, what a great player.
We talked about it a number of times. 2 wins at the Brier. Well, that's win number 3 for Yukon. Scoffin, well done. And is that the dagger for Kleiter and the playoff hopes? Ah, the fans love it. We'll step aside here for Kelowna.
The 2025 Montana's Brier is presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. By Kruger Products, the softest and strongest supporters for over 40 years. By BKT Tires, growing together. And by PointsBet, the official sportsbook and casino partner of Curling Canada.
Special morning for Thomas Scoffin. Yeah, a hug from Darren Moulding. They called the timeout. They made the shot. And the most wins ever at a single Brier for him. His third win, Kathy, and it brings us to the game story.
Well, I would circle the 8th end. For Rylan Kleiter, if he just doesn't make the shot, it's not so bad. He got the worst possible scenario in giving up the 2. And then the tap, well, that didn't work out for him either. It just came down out in the frost. A really good performance by both teams, but a really special moment for the team from the north and Thomas Scoffin.
The game story brought to you by Montana's Barbecue and Bar, proudly Canada's home for barbecue since 1995. All right, sheet C. In a 4-4 tie, hammer belongs to Alberta Jacobs. Mark Kennedy delivers, bang, bang, gets the 1 yellow to go.
Good shot, Mark. Good. Very good.
Opens
Great
it up
shot.
a little bit. So it is Felix Esselin in a 4-4 tie. You see he scored the single in 9. And we know with the win for Nova Scotia, Quebec has now been eliminated. They probably don't know that. Maybe they do if they peeked over. But trying to take care of business here. And Jacobs wants to continue to roll a 6-0 record.
Comme juste un peu plus de courbe que qu'est-ce que t'avais.
So looking for a guard in about the number 2 area, so halfway, a longer guard.
And we just mentioned it, and yes, handshakes just moments ago. So Owen Purcell took care of business. He had to win. He won, and that'll set up an awesome game tonight. 2 rookies. How good is that? One of them will make the playoffs, Ontario, Nova Scotia. They've banged head a lot over the last couple of years in junior, so it'll be pretty exciting for those two.
Curl, c'est notre guard. So go, go, go. Faut qu'elle curl en arrière de l'autre. Come on, go, 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 go. Whoa, whoa. Whoa, Ben. Whoa, Ben. Good. Good shot.
Shot, Jim.
Like,
And Alberta, a minute 50 of thinking time left in this game.
Yeah, let's over-roll ours if we can, guys.
Quebec's got 2:33.
Yeah.
Now, lots of time for Quebec with 2:33.
It's a bit light. No, it's pretty good.
Some good numbers for Mark. They usually are.
So making the play on that Yellowstone, top 12.
Clean. Curl.
They're by the guard, no problem.
Curl, 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 bro. Curl,
Brett Gallant, little curl.
Big roll.
Hard, Ben.
And the yellow out.
Beauty.
So
Way to go, Mark.
shots 2, 3, and 4 belong to Jacobs with hammer.
Lui, s'il joue ça. Avec ça. Pense que tu veux garder la jaune.
Lui, il chase tout le temps.
Ouais.
Je pense qu'ils vont venir ici encore.
OK.
Sa chance de gagner, c'est ça.
J'aurais juste pensé qu'on garde la jaune, puis si jamais il joue son petit gun, on fait le tour de tout après.
Ah, il ira pas avec son gun. La pierre est juste biter 4 pieds.
Guarding the
Il va
yellow.
garder son draw turn, c'est certain.
The final game in play here at Prospera Place on this Thursday morning.
Good speed, very good speed, là. C'est vite.
So very quick still. You hear Martin giving advice to Felix.
C'est un gars.
Faites patient pour la ligne.
Trepanier and Cret on the brush here for this Quebec team. And
Snap au coton.
Jean-Michel Ménard in the house.
Il faut curler en arrière, il ne faut pas donner le double.
Snap. Go.
Curl.
Curl.
Curl. Curl.
Go, 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 go. Good shot.
Okay.
Pretty good.
Not bad.
Good shot.
Yeah, good spot.
Tabarouette, t'as glissé.
And the reason he's putting it there is that any play against those yellow stones are going to use that
Crouch double it to stay buried.
stone as a guard.
Yeah.
So it looks like board?
Yep.
Board?
Minute 15.
Thick as you can, Mark.
I mean, right there.
It's hard not to roll, Mark.
And they do have a timeout, so that's key.
Mark, come forward with the
You
bro.
know what's a good roll is to fucking roll to the other side.
Little
of the
less.
4-foot. Yeah. Grab his rock, Brett. Grab the 4. That's good shot too, Mark.
Yeah, we can roll a little.
Yeah.
It's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nail the weight cup. So what are we throwing?
Little less. Board.
Okay, 11 and a half, bud.
So they'll have a timeout for Brad's final stone.
Nail that weight.
Weight's good.
Clean. Yep.
11-2.
Hard. Whoa, whoa, curl, curl.
Curl.
Curl, curl. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, and they pick the
Great
yellow
shot. That's
clean.
good. Really
What
good.
a lovely shot, Brad Jacobs.
Almost as good as we can do.
Oh, he draws back button.
Well, a really good shot.
Good call, Mark. Good shot.
But Felix expected this to happen.
Whoa, whoa, curl, curl.
With such precision. Just that nice, quiet weight.
Great shot.
Oh.
That's good. Really good.
And that's why that
Okay.
call by Felix to play the top.
Plus slow, là.
So it's like a double guard. Felix needs to be at the back of the forefoot.
Oh, nous, on a
Ah, tu peux aller back bouton, là.
Oh, oui.
55.
Tu sais, je fais même pas tant de tours que ça parce que j'ai le long guard. Il n'y a pas le pile si je la cache demi en arrière de la rouge.
Make it good, Felix.
Want to force Brad Jacobs to throw his final stone. Needs full 4 here, Felix Asselin. It is the out-turn draw here in 10 in a 4-4 tie.
On peut être patient.
Juste la ligne.
Good weight.
Straight.
Yep.
T.
Pas le choix, Marc.
Patient, là. Wow. Patient, on peut pas
Très
bien, on peut pas bien. On peut plus bien, bien. Straight. Straight.
And did they lose it? Got to get it by that red. They will now. Stop in time. And it will not. A great effort.
Luck on the playoffs. Good game, Mark. Good luck.
So tough, so close.
Good luck. Good game, Good shooting. Good luck, buddy.
So close to forcing Jacobs to throw his final rock, but it is Alberta, a 6-4 win. They are rolling as this team undefeated here so far in Kelowna. And that's going to set up an absolute beauty when it comes to Pool B. Look at that, Kathy. Jacobs, McEwen, both 7-0. How good will that battle be to wrap things up? And then it's interesting because you've got that one-off tonight. Nova Scotia, Ontario, 2 rookie skips, head-to-head win, and you're in. It's as simple as that. It's not as simple in Pool A, though. We know Gushu is in, and then things get interesting when it comes to Pool A. Only 3 teams have clinched so far. We know it'll be Ontario or Nova Scotia later tonight. But this afternoon, how about this beauty? Matt Dunstone, Brad Gushu, what a game. Gushu trying to win a record 7th Brier title. Dunstone, can he win his first this year? That's later today, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Vic Roeder will join us with the entire crew, Joanne Courtney, Russ Howard, Kathy Gauthier. It doesn't get any better than that. So exciting. Final day of round-robin play here at the Brier in Kelowna. Wow. Yeah, we agree. Even sliders into it. It's been a lot of fun, the morning show. Thank you for watching, Kathy and I, and we'll see you this afternoon. The Brier lives here on TSN.